I am flipping the coin in this video, and we are talking with someone who has struggled with addiction and substance use and drinking alcohol from an early age. I'm going to let him tell you what age he was, but he has survived. So that's how we're flipping the coin. He has been sober for a little over a year. And going to let him tell you a little bit of the story of being in and out of treatment and some of the consequences that there are with starting drug use and substance use and alcohol at an early age. So this is Brian Kinder, and I'm going to let him tell you how old he is, how old he was when he started using drugs, and what kind of put it on his radar in the first place. So Brian, tell us a little bit about your story.
All right, well, my name is Brian Kinder. I'm 35 years old. I started using drugs probably about 15, so I was pretty heavily into drugs for about 20 years. And I first heard about drugs probably in middle school. I think the first time I heard about anything was either my friends or either the DARE class would bring up drugs, and we would all talk amongst ourselves like, oh yeah, that'd be cool and all this stuff. But yeah, that's when I first heard about drugs.
And did you think you were doing anything wrong at that time, or did you just think it was kind of almost the thing to do?
Yeah, it was definitely the thing to do. It was just to get away from normalcy, which normalcy was great at that time, so I don't know why we did that.
Yeah, it was just kind of the thing to do then.
Yeah.
Sounds like, yes.
Yeah.
Did you think that there would be consequences to drug use at all, or did you think that you could get addicted? Did that even enter your thinking?
At that point in time, it was fun. None of that even crossed my mind, like having mind-altering substances, hurting you, harming you, killing you, all that kind of stuff never even crossed my mind.
It was just fun.
It was fun, yeah. It was social activity, and as you say, a social activity, the more people, that's not good, because the more people gravitate towards that. So
yeah. So you used pretty much all through high school?
Yes, all through high school.
And
during school, before school, after school, all the time.
And what types of drugs?
In high school, it was just marijuana, alcohol, a little bit of mushrooms, stuff like that. In high school, we got drunk a lot and drove drunk way too many times, and we should have been dead plenty of times driving drunk. So when you drink, it just alters you, so you feel like He-Man and you want to drive, and that's every person. So don't go down that road.
Yeah, absolutely. Liquid courage. We used
to
for
sure.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so you did graduate.
I did graduate.
And
yes.
Did you go on to college from there?
Yeah, I went and did a little bit of college, yes, but it was basically to get away from home to party more.
Yeah.
So I've continued partying in college. I went to Raleigh for college for like 2 or 3 years. Got my first DUI right before my 21st birthday, I believe. So before I was even 21, I got a DUI. Lose your license for a year. That was the good thing, because I could have killed somebody or killed myself.
So even at this point then, had you realized you were doing anything that was, causing trouble, consequences, or did you still just kind of look at it as fun?
Yeah, I probably looked at it as fun, because it wasn't, I guess having a license without a year wasn't enough. It should have been worse, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't see any downfall in it still.
Okay.
I wish I did.
Yeah. So you, at this point then, were still drinking, heavily using drugs. You tell us a little bit about what rounded the corner for you in stepping up the drug use more into pills. You had a bit of an accident.
Yeah,
You could tell us about that.
We were at a party doing cocaine and all drinking cocaine all night, and it was like 4 or 5 in the morning. My friends went to McDonald's, and I was like asleep in the back of the car, and I didn't get out of the car. As they went into the dorm room, and then they were like, "Where's he at?" And they come back and open the door, and all my weight fell out of my head. So I had a fractured skull, severe concussion. I cut my ear too. I had Bell's palsy for like 2 months. So that's when I got prescribed Percocet, right around my 21st birthday. Yeah. And the doctor gave it to me. So at that time I thought it was okay too.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so then fast forward a little bit again to your first realization you might have had a problem with these pills.
I was probably 25, 26.
Okay, so that's 4 to 5 years later.
Yeah, and I was laying in bed trying to sleep, and I was like, man, I'm sick. Like, I can't sleep. My knees are bouncing everywhere. And I come to think of it, I didn't take any pills that day, and I was like, man, I'm pill sick. So I had to like wait, sweat it out. It's the worst sickness you'll ever have. Sweat it out till I could find some the next day. Yeah. And that's when I knew that something is grabbing a hold of me, and I've got to do something. Yeah.
And so then what did you do? Did you at that time seek some treatment?
No, not
fast
yet.
Fast forward just a little bit.
Okay. I didn't seek treatment just yet. I kept getting them on the street for a little while, and then I found Suboxone on the street.
Okay.
And Suboxone's like a maintenance drug so you don't get sick.
Perfect.
People that have used pills for a long time have to use them. Well, they don't have to, but it's better. It's recommended to use a maintenance drug to not get sick and to live a normal life. So I was taking that because the pills were too much money. So I did that for a little while, and then at 30, I entered my first treatment center. Backtrack just a little bit. After the pills wouldn't work anymore, I entered into heroin. So at some point in time, you're just doing the pills so you feel well. And then you're wanting more, you're wanting something different. So I got into heroin, and then I got a buzz again. So about 30, I used heroin for probably a year at the most before I went into the treatment center.
And then you did the first treatment center work?
No, not at all.
Okay, so it took a couple of treatment centers.
Oh yeah, I've been to 7.
Okay, 7 treatment centers.
Yeah.
Okay, but you did find the right combination for you.
Yeah,
you did. You found the right combination, and your final treatment center was a little over a year ago, where you would have completed that.
Yeah.
And now you have been sober for over a year.
Over a year, yeah.
Yes.
Almost 13 months.
Yes. So give us a bottom line. Give us a bottom line for the youngsters, the teenagers that are out there listening to this right now. What would the bottom line be if they are even thinking about just having fun with drugs?
Bottom line is, it might be fun at first. It might be a good social activity, but people that are telling you don't do drugs, it's going to ruin your life, they've obviously seen people ruin their life. They've seen people die. They've seen all sorts of stuff. All sorts of bad things have happened to me through my life with the direct result of using drugs. So it's not cool. Like, even smoking weed, just a little bit of weed leads to other things. So, and people told me that for a long, long time, and I'm like, no, I just like weed. And then here I am, a heroin addict at 30 years old. So, I've had probably 20, 30 friends die from drugs in the past 5 years, probably.
Yes. And I think that's kind of the point that we want to drive home here with this, is that drugs, yes, they have all sorts of unintended consequences, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, the loss of his college education, the loss of his license, the loss of friends dying, the loss of his potential. But the biggest point we want to drive home is that drugs today can cause you to lose your life.
Yeah, and today even more so than when I was growing up. There's more powerful drugs now than there was when I was growing up.
So just
So if you do a little bit of something, you can die really fast.
Yes, yeah. So don't
do any drugs.
That's right.
Don't
Amen.
do any drugs.
Amen.
Alcohol too. Alcohol's a drug. Don't do that.
Amen. All right. Thank you for your time, Brian.
No problem.